In this video, I'm going to talk to you about grounding, and in particular, what it is, why it's so important to ground, and when you need to ground. And if you stick around to the end, I will tell you what nobody tells you about grounding. So let's jump right into it. Hey, I'm Carole, and I'm a life coach from Carole Cares, who helps all teens and young adults work through their mental health challenges. If you find that my video is helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and be sure to hit the subscribe button below. If you are thinking about self-harming right now, please hit the video link above at any time during this video. When it comes to mental health wellness, the two most important tools that I use every single day, and the ones that I'll always recommend on my videos, are journaling and grounding. And today I want to focus on grounding, which is so important for dealing with your day-to-day anxiety, your depression, anger, or any other emotions or feelings that you're dealing with right now. So what does grounding mean? What does it mean to be grounded? You know, there are a lot of videos out there, and you can Google what it means to be grounded, but I'm going to try to explain it to you in a way that makes sense to you. So let's say that you're starting to feel really anxious, or maybe you're having a panic attack. Everything that you're feeling at the moment is coming from your mind. All of these thoughts and ideas in your head are screaming at you, and your mind is spinning and you have no idea what's going on and you can't make sense of anything. And only you know what you do when that happens. Maybe you find some way to distract yourself, or you try to numb out somehow. In other words, you try to ignore it or avoid it. But there's one thing that I know for sure, and I want you to know this also. Your mind doesn't always tell you the truth about what's really going on. Your mind can make you think that you're unsafe, or your mind can make you think that you need to run. Your mind can tell you that you're in danger, but most of the time you're not, and you know that. So how do you get off that roller coaster of thoughts and ideas in your head? How do you stop your mind from spinning? Well, the first thing you need to do is to get yourself in a safe place, and you need to start grounding yourself to find out what's really going on. When your anxiety kicks in, and when you're feeling depressed, when you're angry, you're sad, you're lonely, you need to ground yourself. And you're going to do this by getting yourself out of your head and into your body, because your body will never lie to you like your mind does. I know this is probably going to sound really weird to you, but it's true. Your body holds your truth always. Your body will tell you exactly what's going on now in the present moment. But your mind will always tell you that you're in danger or you're not safe at the moment. And most of us continue to live in the mind. And that usually means we're living in the past or in the future. So in order to get some relief from your anxiety, depression, or whatever it is that's bothering you right now, you need to stop listening to what your mind is trying to tell you and instead get into your body, because this is where you're going to find out what is really going on with you. Grounding means that you're present in your body, you're centered, and you're connected to the earth. And that's why grounding can also be called earthing or centering. So why is it so important to ground? The most important reason for grounding is that it brings you back to the present moment. In other words, it makes you aware of what is really going on right now, rather than what your mind is telling you. Remember, your mind might make you think that you're in danger, and your mind might make you feel like you have no other choice. But there's always another choice, and I want you to remember that. The trick here is not to give in to what your mind's telling you, and you do that by grounding yourself. So you're probably asking, when do you need to ground? In other words, how do you know that you're ungrounded and you need to get grounded? This is not always an easy one, but I want to give you some very obvious times when grounding is needed. Let me just start off by saying that when you are well grounded and in your body, people or situations around you don't bother you as much, and you're able to get things done and feel like you want to be productive. So let me give you some examples of when you become easily ungrounded and you need to ground. Number one, you need to ground when you get triggered and you become emotionally unstable. When people or situations trigger you, and you know what that feels like. Someone or something makes you suddenly start crying or get you angry, and then you become ungrounded. Now, if you need more help with triggering, I will link my playlist on emotional triggers at the end. Number 2, you also need to ground when you feel lightheaded or dizzy or confused or even tired. These are really good signs that you've become disconnected from your body and you're in your head again. I've had times when something's coming up and I can feel it, and all of a sudden I have to take a nap because I've become so tired, and I'll start yawning. So I know that it's time for me to ground. Number 3, ground yourself right before you go to bed, especially if your mind's spinning and racing and you can't fall asleep. Get up and ground yourself just for a bit. And I know that's so hard to pull yourself out of your bed. Believe me, 5 minutes of grounding will save you hours of not sleeping. Grounding yourself will get you out of your mind that's spinning and back into your body. It will work every time, but the hardest part is getting yourself out of your bed to do it. Number 4, ground anytime that you feel off balance. You know, like whenever you just feel like there's something not right with you today. Or you ask yourself, what's wrong with me? And you wake up feeling shitty or something's bothering you. These are the times when you really need to ground yourself to figure out what's really going on. Because remember, your mind won't tell you the truth, but getting into your body to be present will tell you exactly what's really going on. But here's the thing, and this is what nobody tells you about grounding. And I'm going to tell you the hard truth about grounding. And I know that there's this belief out there that when you ground, it makes you feel really good again. And it can almost give you this Zen-like feeling. But the real truth is this. Grounding is not something that feels good all the time. Why? Because when you ground into your body and become present, you will begin to get in touch with what is really going on in your body. And guess what's in your body? Your emotions. You don't feel with your mind. You feel with your emotions from your body. Your body stores all of your emotions. So when you get into your body and you're really present and aware of what's going on around you, you're going to have to feel what is really bothering you. You will feel what your anxiety is telling you, what your anger is screaming at you, and what your loneliness is crying about. And your emotions are what your mind wants you to run away from. And that's why when you practice grounding, it can be really uncomfortable. You will not want to ground. You will not want to get into your body. Your mind will tell you that getting into your body is dangerous and it's scary. It will. My mind still tells me not to go there. It tells me that my emotions will eat me alive and they'll kill me. But they haven't yet. And I've had to feel some awful shit that I thought would absolutely kill me. But I'm still here. But if you really want some relief from your anxiety or your depression that just won't go away and it keeps coming back, you need to start feeling what your mind is telling you to avoid. And those are the emotions that are sitting in your body. And you need to start feeling them now to get some relief. You will not get over what you're dealing with if you continue to ignore it or numb it out. It will keep coming back over and over again until you start to get back into your body and you figure out exactly what's going on. Because your mind doesn't have the answers for you. Your body does. All of your answers to what you are feeling are stored in your body and not in your mind. I ground myself every day and often many times a day. Why? Well, because I want to stay present at all times. I've come to a point in my recovery that I know that I have to feel my emotions, and by that I have to process my emotions in order to get over what's bothering me. If you need help processing your emotions, I'll link this video, How to Process Your Emotions, in the description box for you. So if you've made it this far in my video, you really need to be proud of yourself. Seriously. What I just told you is what most people don't want to do. They don't want to feel their emotions. So if you're still with me, you've made the choice to put yourself first and to get healthier. In my next video, I'm going to show you a few ways to ground yourself. And I'm going to even take you outside where we can ground together. Now I'll link this video with grounding techniques in the comment section below and at the end when it becomes available. So stay tuned. So if you found this video helpful, you can click on one of these videos that I've linked on the screen. I've included a playlist on emotional triggers and a video on grounding. And as always, I want you to remember to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through and stay safe. Bye for now.